Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome David Johnson.
Come on along and listen to the Lullaby of Broadway, the hip hooray and ballyhoo, the Lullaby of Broadway, the rumble of a subway train, the rattle of a taxi, the daffodils who entertain at Angelo's and Maxie's when a Broadway baby says goodnight. It's early in the morning. Manhattan babies don't sleep tight until the dawn. Good night, baby. Good night. The milkman's on his way. Sleep tight, baby. Sleep tight. Let's call it a day. Listen to the lullaby of old Broadway. The band begins to go to town and everyone goes crazy. You rock a baby round, wah, wah, wah. I always like that line up. And you go hazy. Hush-a-bye, I'll buy you this and that. You hear a daddy saying, and baby goes home to her flat to sleep all day. Good night, baby. Good night. The milkman's on his way. Good night, baby. Good night. Let's call it a day. Listen to the lullaby of old Broadway. Thank you. Every kiss, every hug seems to act just like a drug. You're getting to be a habit with me. Let me stay in your arms. I'm addicted to your charms. You're getting to be a habit with me. I used to think your love was something that I could take or leave alone. But now I couldn't do without my supply. I need you for my own. Oh, I can't break away. I must have you every day, as regularly as coffee or tea. You got me in your clutches and I can't get free. You're getting to be a habit with me. I used to think your love was something that I could take or leave alone. But now I couldn't do it on my supply. I need you for my own. Oh, I can't break away. I must have you every day, as regularly as coffee or tea. You got me in your clutches and I can't get free. You're getting to be a habit with me. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. And good evening. And no, I am not Uncle Don Quixote. I am actually Uncle DJ. Don't you remember me hiding under here? But you seem to be handling it very well. And welcome to our celebration of the movie songs of Harry Warren, the Academy Award-winning composer. He was known primarily as writing songs for the movies. And what songs? He originally started out in New York City. He wrote tunes for the Tin Pan Alley and songs for the Broadway revues, but it wasn't until he was lured to Hollywood in 1932 by Warner Brothers that it all really began to happen. And he was assigned immediately to work with a lyricist named Al Dubin. And their very first assignment at the studio was that iconic backstage musical, 42nd Street, which was a huge hit and began this most incredible collaboration. And the funny thing is, the first song that we opened with, Lullaby of Broadway, actually comes from a Warner Brothers musical called Gold Diggers of 1935. And that song won Dubin and Warren the Academy Award for Best Song for that year. And it also happens to be the year I was born. 83 years ago. Thank you. Thank you. So you see, those early Warner Brothers musicals were released when I was still a babe in arms, and I didn't get to catch up with them until the 1950s, when the studios began to sell their film libraries to television. I come in with Harry Warren in about 1941. I was about 6 years old, and we were very poor. It was just my mom and me, and we lived in a tenement in the Lower East Side of Manhattan. And the odd thing was the bathtub was in the kitchen, and I became a bathtub singer at a very early age, and. One of my favorites, one of the early songs in my bathtub repertoire was a Harry Warren song. It happened in Sun Valley not so very long ago. There were sunbeams in the snow and a twinkle in your eye. I remember oh so clearly that you nearly passed me by. Then it happened in Sun Valley when you slipped and fell, and so did I. Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't supposed to do that. I got a little carried away. Is he looking at me over his glasses? Then I am in big trouble. He's probably got Todd Murray on the line right now, begging him to come over here to replace me. Because crooners are a dime a dozen. Well, maybe if I sing the song I was supposed to sing, it'll kind of smooth things over. It also happens to be from the movie Sun Valley Serenade, and it's a lovely ballad, and as you'll soon hear, it has a very Glenn Millerish sound to it. Why do robins sing in December, long before the springtime is due? And even though it's snowing, violets are growing. I know why, and so do you. Why do breezes sigh every evening, whispering your name as they do? And why have I the feeling stars are on my ceiling? I know why, and so do you. When you smile at me, I hear gypsy violins. When you dance with me, I'm in heaven when the music begins. I can see the sun when it's raining, hiding every cloud from my view. And why do I see rainbows when you're in my arms? I know why, and so do you. Diane, that was for you. Love you. Do I have water here? I'm already a little parched, so forgive me. Oh yeah, that's nice. So, to continue with the narrative, see, by now, 1941 and 1940, Harry Warren had left Warner Brothers and had moved over to 20th Century Fox, and that studio assigned him the lyricist Mac Gordon, and they too began an incredible collaboration. And they won an Academy Award. That was Harry Warren's second Academy Award for a song called "You'll Never Know," which was featured in a Fox musical called "Hello Frisco, Hello," 1943. And the song is sung in the movie by the star of the picture, Alice Faye, who sang a lot of Harry Warren songs and pictures. And she had a big hit with this song. But the curious thing is that she wasn't a recording star, and it didn't occur to anybody to sign her to, a record deal, and so that she would make the definitive recording of this song. Instead, that honor went to a very popular crooner of the day named Dick Haymes, and he had the big hit. And the other curious thing about the song is that the story in Hello Frisco Hello is set in turn-of-the-century San Francisco, but this song had such resonance with the movie audiences of that day because it is a song about love and longing, and this was during World War II. So it very soon became one of the quintessential romantic songs for the wives and sweethearts and the guys fighting overseas during World War II. And I'm going to now try to take this out of here. I did it. Because I have somebody I want to sing to. It's kind of dark in here. Forgive me. I'm coming towards you because I want to sing to you, my Tamara. Hello, my love. Hello, how are you? Okay. All right, are you ready? It's dark in here. Okay. Darling, I'm so blue without you. I think about you the livelong day. When you ask me if I'm lonely, then I have only this to say. You'll never know just how much I miss you. You'll never know just how much I care. And if I tried, I still couldn't hide my love for you. You ought to know, for haven't I told you so? A million or more times you went away and my heart went with you. I speak your name in my every prayer. If there is some other way to prove that I love you, I swear I don't know how. You'll never know if you don't know now. So glad you're here. Good luck, Charlie. My sweaty mama. There's more. Don't go anywhere. You went away, now stars in the sky refuse to shine. Take it from me, it's no fun to be alone with moonlight and memories. You went away and my heart went with you. I speak your name in my every prayer. If there is some other way to prove that I love you, I swear I don't know how. You'll never know if you don't know now. I wrote a musical featuring the Harry Warren songs from the Fox and MGM musicals, very much like what Arthur Freed did with his movies like An American in Paris and Singing in the Rain. We take songs that were originally introduced in other movies and then you put them into a brand new storyline, and that's what I did. And mine was a Valentine to the MGM musical. The only problem was that I didn't have a title song for this show. And of course it had to be a Harry Warren song. And I don't believe in coincidence, because at that very time, there was this interview with Mr. Warren in the Los Angeles Times. It explained that he lived in Beverly Hills and that he was a very approachable person. Well, I too lived in Beverly Hills at the time, only on the wrong side of the tracks. This is the very early 1980s. And actually, at that point, there were railroad tracks right at the, the conjunction of Santa Monica Boulevard and Beverly Boulevard. And I lived just below there on Maple Drive, 414 North Maple Drive. And my zip code was 90210. And, on expensive stationery, my address looked very impressive. But so I decided, do you remember phone books? I looked Harry Warren up in the phone book, and he was listed with the address and everything. So I wrote him a letter explaining my dilemma, that I was looking for one of his songs to use as a title for the show. And I gave him my phone number in the letter, and I mailed it. And boy, the Beverly Hills postal system in those days must have been really something, because the next day at about 9 a.m. the phone rang. The phone rang. I haven't told you that we're doing more special effects with this show and more production values, and so I was hoping that maybe you would hear the ring of a phone. I was told that no expense would be spared for these production values. Apparently, there was a bit of a skimping. So when the phone rang, Hello?
I got it dialed you first.
I'll wait.
This is fun. You seen this? Okay.
Hello?
Mr. Johnson, this is Harry Warren. How are you?
I'm fine, sir. How are you?
I'm good. Would you like to come to my house and hear the next number you're going to sing?
Yes, I would. I'm going to hang up. But now let me explain something. Mr. Warren and his wife lived on Sunset Boulevard, just east of the Beverly Hills Hotel. And this was the days of there was no electronic gate, no intercom system. My car just sailed up this winding driveway, and at the top of the hill, there was Mr. Warren waiting for me. And he took me immediately into a separate studio from the main house. And the first thing I saw when I entered was, were the three Oscars sitting atop a grand piano.
Oh.
I saw three Oscars on the... It is so hard to get good help these days. But Mr. Warren was very cordial to me, and one of the first things he showed me, in this segment there's a lot of show and tell, so be patient with me here. He showed me this leaflet. I have to turn this around. And it opens up, and it's by his movies, and then under each movie lists the title of the song from that particular movie. So I perused the leaflet, and I saw this one song that looked like it might work. And it was introduced by Betty Grable and Don Amici in one of Mr. Warren's first pictures at Fox. It was called Down Argentine Way. And I had seen this movie when I was a little boy, but I didn't remember the song. And so then I asked if I could hear it. And he had on this other wall these shelves with these albums. And in those albums were these huge 78 RPM records. And I'm supposed to show that too. These gigantic records. And these were the actual soundtracks that the stars would lip sync to when they were filming the scenes. So he played me the record with Miss Grable and Mr. Amici singing the song, and it really seemed to work. And then over on the other wall was this big filing cabinet, and in that were all of his songs, in their own file folders, in alphabetical order. And he brought out this particular song for me to sing. And I do a little more. It's called Two Dreams Met. Two Dreams Met. Have you all, children, do you all see it? And I asked him if he would play it for me, and he did. Two dreams met, they knew of two hearts that were lonely, that could be so happy if only they found a romance. Two dreams met. They said we must go out and find them, and then as we tiptoe behind them, we'll make them dance. A band was softly playing, sweet music filled the air. Turn around, my dream kept saying, I did, and you were there. Then two hearts met. A beautiful love affair started. The dreams winked their eyes and departed. They knew that their work was done, for two lonely hearts were one. And then after that, I actually went up to his studio many times and talked with him. And he was a very down-to-earth, friendly man, and quite candid too, because he would tell me about the people he liked and the people he didn't like. And are you ready for a little dish? Yeah. All right. Well, he absolutely hated Gene Kelly. Gene Kelly, what do you mean? No, because Harry had written a score for a big MGM musical called Take Me Out to the Ball Game, which co-starred Gene Kelly, Frank Sinatra, Esther Williams, and Betty Garrett. But Gene Kelly talked the producer, Arthur Freed, there's that name, again, into ditching Harry's score for the picture and substituting one by his pals, Betty Comden and Al Green. And Harry never forgave him for that. But at the same time, we were going ahead with this musical now called Two Dreams Met, and he came to a couple of our backers auditions, and we kept plowing ahead with that. And at the same time, the great Broadway producer David Merrick decided to do a stage version of 42nd Street, Harry's first, big backstage musical. And it was a huge hit. And so it was quite wonderful for Harry to have this renaissance, and they added extra songs from other Warner Brothers musicals into it. And what I forgot to say was that Tamara is going to be appearing in 42nd Street at the La Mirada Theater. What are the dates? Can you yell them out? October?
October 12th through the 28th, I think.
Wonderful. We're going to be there. We're going to see you. I'm sorry, I meant to do that earlier. But anyway, maybe that was a place to put it. And then Two Dreams Met, our little show, became a equity waiver show on a much more modest scale, and but it got a rave review in the LA Times, which was our money review, and so by then Mr. Warren had passed away, but that was a great thing. And I'm so glad he had 42nd Street, because that was the best thing that happened for him. And was this what I was supposed to mention about the production? Oh, well, to just mention the production values again, because it's now time to show you something else. My golden kazoo. No expense has been spared, remember? It was a lucky April shower. It was a most convenient door. I found $1 million baby in a 5 and 10 cent store. The rain continued for an hour. I hung around for 3 or 4. Around $1 million baby in a 5 and 10 cent store. She was selling china, and when she made those eyes, I kept buying china until the crowd got wise. Incidentally, if you should run into a shower, Just step inside my cottage door and meet the $1 million baby from the 5 and 10 cent store. Love comes along like a popular song, anytime or anywhere at all. Rain or sunshine, spring or fall, you never know when it may say hello in a very unexpected place. For example, take my case. On $1 million baby in a 5 and 10. Yes, I remember when there was a 5 and 10 cent. I found my baby in a 5 and 10. And we want to thank Lyndon Waddell for the baby blue kazoo. That was my birthday present from her. May I consult my song list, please? Jessica. Okay. Well, now we're going to do one of the songs from one of the more obscure Warner Brothers musicals called Melody for Two. And we are delighted that the first of our 2 special guest stars is going to do this song from Melody for Two, Miss Jessica Buda, the lovely Jessica Buda.
The leaves of brown came tumbling down. Remember, in September, in the rain, the sun went out just like a dying ember. In September, in the rain, to every word of love I heard you whisper. The raindrops seemed to play a sweet refrain. Though spring is here, to me it's still September. That September in the rain. The leaves of brown, they came tumbling down. Remember, in September, in the rain. The sun went out just like a dying ember. In September, in the rain. To every word of love I heard you whisper. The raindrops seemed to play a sweet refrain. Though spring is here, to me it's still September. that September in the rain, in the rain, in the rain, in the rain.
In 1950, Harry Warren found himself working with Arthur Freed again, and even with that Gene Kelly thing, they managed to work on a score for one of Arthur Freed's musicals. It was a South Sea Island musical called Pagan Love Song, and it co-starred two of my favorite MGM stars, Esther Williams and Howard Keel. And here are two songs from that movie. Come with me to the sea of the moon, to the sea that was named for the moon, over the waves of morning blue, into the evening, let me sail with you to an island that's happy and gay. In a world that's forgotten its laughter, come and daydream with me. Close your eyes and we'll be by the beautiful sea of the moon. Got a place in the sun, a particular one, on a tropical avenue, far away from it all that I happily call the house of singing bamboo. On the windier days seems an orchestra plays on a musical breeze for you, like a merry salute from a heavenly flute to the house of singing bamboo. So here we'll stay, never more to roam from our new old-fashioned South Sea home. You don't need to you can keep to the sun peeks through. You can dream any dream, for you know that your dreams come true. When you live in a house of singing bamboo. Speaking of Howard Keel, Harry Warren also wrote some horse songs, and he wrote one for Howard Keel, but I got to bring my, keep doing that. Harry Warren wrote a number of horse songs, and this one he wrote for Howard Keel for a musical, MGM musical called Texas Carnival, 1951, and the lyrics were written by that New York sophisticate, Dorothy Fields, and I have to go fetch my horse, which is over here somewhere. Thank you. Thank you very much. Oh boy. Then you get to watch me mount. Good luck. Too old for this. Tall in the saddle. Whoa, Emma, behave yourself. Whoa, Emma, my silly little filly, take it slow, Emma, and save yourself. A lady don't go lickety-splittin', such behavior ain't befittin'. Whoa, Emma, control yourself. Oh, Emma, my bossy little horsey, home we go, Emma, console yourself, 'cause soon we'll both be hitting the hay and call it a day. Inhale the pine smell, as clean as soap. Enjoy the sunset and lope, old gal, just lope. Hope you know, Emma, I'm past my prime. So, Emma, my bony little pony, move as though, Emma, we're on a dime. And don't begin that clippity-clop and hell's a-poppin'. Emma, take your time. Inhale the pine smell, as clean as soap. Enjoy the sunset and lope, old gal, just lope. Hope you know, Emma, I'm past my prime. So, Emma, my bony little pony, move as though, Emma, we're on a dime. And don't begin that clippity-clop and hell's a-poppin'. Emma, take your time. That's my girl, that's my baby, take your time. Yeah. Harry Warren and Matt Gordon were reunited for one more picture in 1950. It wasn't, and it wasn't at Fox, because by now, as I said, Harry was at MGM. And it was an MGM musical called Summer Stock. And it co-starred Judy Garland and Gulp Gulp, Gene Kelly. But it was okay, it worked out okay. And this is a beautiful ballad for me. And I want to dedicate this song to my mentor, Miss Constance Towers, the beautiful stage and movie star, who is the person who convinced me that I could sing. And so this is for her. I have to share with you that this tie, still there, and the handkerchief, the matching handkerchief, and these socks, I don't think you can see the socks, but they are pink elephants. And they were, they're my good luck gifts from her over a period of time for, like openings of shows and some really great. So this song is for Connie Towers. And every guy should have a friendly star, and I do. There's a star for everyone, brightly shining in the sky. Seems to be a part of our destiny. Every night I eagerly watch them all go twinkling by, but I can't seem to find the one the heavens assigned to me. Friendly star, where can you be hiding? Smile for me from out of the lonely night. Friendly star, my fate needs deciding. How I need the glow of your guiding light. I know that you are near, for I am strangely dreaming. And so, if you can see me from afar, won't you kindly light my way? Lead me to my lover, just point her out and whisper, there you are, there you are, then my love you will be, standing here close to me. In your eyes I will see my friendly star. Thank you. One thing I must tell you about Harry Warren is that he was actually a paisan. His real name was Salvatore Gardenia, and he was born in Brooklyn. He was the last of 11 children, and it was their father who renamed the family Warren because of prejudices of that time, you know, at the turn of the century. And that's the way it was, unfortunately. But it shouldn't surprise you that one of the most popular songs that Harry Warren wrote was for a movie, of course, and it was nominated for an Academy Award. He was nominated 11 times, and as I've told you, he won for 3. But I wonder if anybody knows what that song would be. Okay, it was That's Amore. And it was introduced in, of all things, a Martin and Lewis comedy called The Caddy. And of course, Dean Martin sang the song, and it was a huge hit. So our next special guest star is not going to sing That's Amore, though he could, because his life partner is Gilmore Rizzo, so that would be more appropriate. But we have other plans for our guest star. Andy has devised another a very clever medley, a very clever medley. Besides train songs, Harry Warren loves songs with I's, E-Y-E-S, in them. And so that is what our next guest star is going to sing. I am so pleased to introduce you to my great friend and the great entertainer, Mr. Bryan Miller.
My love must be a kind of blind love. I can't see anyone but you. Are the stars out tonight? I don't know if it's cloudy or bright, 'cause I only have eyes for you, dear. The moon may be high, but I can't see a thing in the sky, 'cause I only have eyes for you. I don't know if we're in a garden or on a crowded avenue. You are here, so am I. Maybe millions of people go by, but they all disappear from view. And I only have eyes for you. The more I see you, the more I want you. Somehow this feeling just grows and grows. With every sigh I become more mad about you, more lost without you. And so it goes. Can you imagine just how much I love you? The more I see you, as years go by, I know the you, my heart won't try. The more I see you, I only have eyes for you.
Another ice song that Harry Warren wrote was Jeepers Creepers, where'd you get those peepers? And that was written for one of those more obscure Warner Brothers musicals. It was set at a racetrack, and it was called Going Places. And the star of the movie was Dick Powell, who introduced so many of the Harry Warren and Al Dubin songs during the Warner Brothers period. But he didn't sing the song in the movie. That job went to Louis Armstrong. And the running gag in the movie was that the horse's name was Jeepers Creepers. So Louis Armstrong would have to sing that song to the horse before every race to sort of get the horse revved up, you know? And I've never seen this movie. I guess they always show it, like, you know, at 3 in the morning on TCM, and I would love to see it. So are you listening, TCM? Please. Okay. Well, now this song is going back to the Fox days. This is from a Betty Grable musical, because they wrote a lot of Betty Grable shows, meaning Harry Warren and Matt Gordon. And so let me sing this for you. This is going to be your, oh, here you are. Now I can see you. Okay, one more time, please. I had the craziest dream last night. Yes, I did. I never dreamt it could be. Yet there you were, in love with me. I found your lips close to mine, so I kissed you, and you didn't mind it at all. When I'm awake, such a break never happens. How long can a guy go on dreaming? If there's a chance that you care, then please say you do, baby. Say it and make my craziest dream come true. Now, my dear darling Miss Ida Smith, would you dance with me, please? Alone at last. What? No, who are all these people? Am I stepped into it would be like a, I'm afraid it's the microphone. If you will promise you'll be my home, promise do, baby, make me love you, la da da dee da. Oh boy! Thank you so much. I'll escort you back to your table. There are wires there. Yeah. Thank you, Miss Ida Smith. The title of our show has a double meaning. Not a double meaning, but it actually refers to both Harry Warren and to yours truly. In my case, it's about doing what I should have been doing from the beginning, and you know that's not dancing, but but singing, and this is where I should be. Well, thank you, to pertain to Harry Warren, he wrote this marvelous song with Matt Gordon for Sun Valley Serenade, and it was decided that there were so many great songs in that movie that they should hold this song over to the next Glenn Miller musical called Orchestra Wise, which was coming out the following year, and so that's what happened, and it was, as the studio thought, it was a huge hit, this song, and much later on, it also was a big hit for Etta James. But for me, I want you to remember that it was Glenn Miller and his orchestra that first introduced this song to the world. And our friend Wayne Moore wrote a lovely arrangement for this song for us. It's our closing song, and Jessica and Brian are going to join me in singing the song for our eponymous title, show. Thank you. At last, my love has come along. My lonely days are over, and life is like a song. At last, the skies above are blue. My heart was wrapped in clover the night I looked at you. I found a dream that I could speak to, a dream that I can call my own. I found a thrill to press my cheek to, a thrill I've never known. You smiled, and then the spell was cast, and here we are in heaven, for you are mine at last. You smiled, and then the spell was cast, and here we are in heaven, for you are mine at last. Thank you. Thank you very much. And I didn't introduce the band, and I didn't thank Nicole and Kyle and of course Terry Cole, the wonderful lighting and sound, and also I thank Rick Morgan for videotaping the show. What a show! This part that I want removed right now. But thank you very much for coming. And also, this was a very sad day, because it was also a day paying tribute to two very fine musicians, Jacques Lecomte and Ron Snyder, who many times I sang with right here at this piano. We miss them both so very much. And I thank you all very much for coming tonight. And this wonderful people, Jessica and Brian, and our Steve Bringelson on bass, and Kevin Widemer on drums, and the maestro, Mr. Andy Belling, who puts up with all my nonsense. I thank you. Thank you very much.